The Reds are back in action this weekend against West Ham United, and ahead of it, there is some huge news to discuss. Not only that, but we will also be going over all of the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to cover in today's video. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We are so close to 60,000 subscribers. This video is sponsored by Clothing. Clothing is a Liverpool clothing site owned by match-going fans. Each design is limited edition and is perfect to wear on a match day, on the terraces at Anfield, down your local, or cozy in the comfort of your own home. As stated, each design is limited edition, and if a product is showing out of stock, they will not be restocking the item, so if you have your eye on something, grab it fast. Lastly, Clothing wants fellow Reds to be 100% satisfied with their orders, so if there is a reason you're not happy, they will refund you with no questions asked. Head over to clothing.com or down into the link in the description to get all of your Liverpool merchandise. Anyway, let's get back into today's video. A Spanish report is insistent that Trent AlexanderArnold has told Liverpool he wants to play for Real Madrid, but you can take it with a pinch of salt. The longer the contract situation remains unresolved, the longer we have to deal with countless reports updating us on Alexander-Arnold's wish to join Real Madrid. Liverpool's vice-captain may yet play for Los Blancos next season, but the latest reports out of Spain suggest Real Madrid propaganda. Marca claimed that the Scouser has already told Liverpool's directors he wants to play for Real Madrid, with a renewal at Anfield becoming more and more unlikely. They state that Alexander-Arnold seems to have fallen into the arms of the seduction and the spell of Real Madrid, claims which have quickly sparked reactions across social media. As a Madrid-based paper, Marca is heavily biased towards Real Madrid, and this is not the first time they have made significant claims about Alexander-Arnold's future that have yet to come to fruition. Their reliability is questionable at best, and one must believe the 26-year-old would not openly declare his intentions and allow it to be published before we have even reached January. In October, Marca had a report shut down by Liverpool after stating that they already know that Trent will not renew, with the reliable Paul Joyce relaying that the club said the claim is incorrect. Moreover, Friday's claims were published just hours after the Telegraph's Chris Bascom, who has strong connections with the club, stated Liverpool are relaxed about the situation. The club are aware their out-of-contract trio can all talk to foreign clubs from January 1st, but it remains that the stated preference of all three players is to commit to the club as they are continuing talks with the Anfield hierarchy. Quite the coincidence, right? It is not to say that Alexander-Arnold will not join Real at the end of the season, but there is little worth in taking Marca's word as gospel as they churn out stories seemingly every second day on the topic. They are experts in the art of seeking to unsettle players, their club, and their fans in aid of Real Madrid, and Alexander-Arnold will be no different. Let's not forget what the right-back said in September. I have signed 4 or 5 contract extensions, and none of those have been played out in public, and this one won't be either. Liverpool and West Ham will meet on Sunday in the Premier League, and the hosts are expected to be missing a number of key players for the fixture. Both clubs delivered belated Christmas presents to their fans on Boxing Day, with the Reds securing a 3-1 win over Leicester, while the Hammers left Southampton with a 1-0 victory. It was a costly 3 points for Julian Lopetegui, however, as he witnessed 3 players succumb to injury on the South Coast, and another 2 reach the suspension threshold. While Arne Slot is to be without only Dominic Szoboszlai, suspension, Ibrahima Konate, knee, and Connor Bradley, hamstring, West Ham could be missing the following against the Reds. Łukasz Fabianski was stretchered off on Thursday after a nasty-looking head injury in a collision with Southampton's Nathan Wood, which delayed the game for several minutes. He did not need to go to the hospital and was conscious and alert in the dressing room, but concussion protocols will keep him out of Liverpool's visit. Alphonse Areola is expected to take his place and return to the 11th after seeing out the final 54 minutes on Thursday. Carlos Soler and Max Kilman, meanwhile, were forced off before the second half could get underway, and they are doubts against the Reds with just a 3-day turnaround. To add insult to injury, Guido Rodriguez and Tomas Soucek both picked up their 5th yellow card of the season to trigger a 1-match ban, leaving the Hammers with big holes to fill in midfield. Lucas Paqueta will return from a 1-match ban, but Lopetegui is set to be without 5 key players who started on Thursday. Speaking of the upcoming test against the league leaders, Lopetegui said, We are not afraid of them, but we do respect them, like all of the teams. They have top players, a very good coach, and they are doing very well at the top of the league right now. But we have to believe in our own strengths and look at what is possible for us to do in the match. We are happy to have these kind of matches at home because we know the difficulties, but we have great belief in our players. Likely West Ham 11, Areola, Wan-Bissaka, Mavropanos, Todibo, Emerson, Alvarez, Bowen, Paqueta, Kudus, Somerville, Füllkrug. In other news, Arne Slot insisted he was not feeling any extra weight of expectation, despite the commanding position his Liverpool side have built at the top of the Premier League table. A 3-1 win over Leicester on Boxing Day saw Liverpool open up a 7-point gap prior to Arsenal's match against Ipswich on Friday, and their imperious form, Slot's side have still only lost one league game all season, has made them clear favourites for the title in his first season in charge. They showed their resilience again against Leicester, coming from behind after Jordan Ayew scored 6 minutes in, with goals from Cody Gakpo, Curtis Jones and Mohamed Salah turning it around. But asked if their position in the table brought extra pressure, Slot said, "You're sitting in front of the Liverpool manager, so there is always pressure at this club. If we are 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 in the table, if you work at a big club like Liverpool, there is always pressure. It's not so strange for a club like us to be top of the league. But we know how many good teams there are in this league, and they are able to win almost every game as well. So there's no extra pressure, there is always pressure if you work at a club like Liverpool." Salah's goal was his 19th of the season. With no new contract yet agreed, the 32-year-old is free to speak to overseas clubs about a free transfer from next week. Trent AlexanderArnold and Virgil van Dijk are in the same position, and Slot reiterated he had no update regarding the futures of any of the three players. "If we would, then it's probably not the moment to tell you now," he said. "In general, I don't talk about contract situations here. It would be a surprise if I was the one to announce that one of them have extended. Keep asking, that's your job, but you're probably not going to get an answer from me." It's clear that from 1st January, maybe for you guys, things change a lot, but they are in constant talks with the club, and let's wait and see what happens. While Slot keeps his cards close, there is a growing expectation that Van Dijk, 33, will sign a new deal. Slot made clear how important his fellow Dutchman is to Liverpool on and off the pitch. "I can only tell you about my experiences of him, and it is not only what you see, because you see all the games, and he is outstanding during the games, but he has such a big impact during training sessions as well," Slot said. "He is the vocal leader of the team, and every time we start an exercise, he is on top of his teammates, and he leads by example. So, for me, he has been outstanding until now, and we can only hope he can continue showing this during the games and the training sessions as long as he is with us." Slot will be without the suspended Dominic Szoboszlai for Sunday's trip to West Ham after he picked up his 5th booking of the season against Leicester. Ibrahima Konate and Connor Bradley remain out injured for the Reds' final fixture of 2024, but could come into contention for the home clash with rivals Manchester United on January 5th. That brings us to the end of today's video. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed it, please do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more daily Liverpool content. Thank you.